An easy faux leather vase DIY using items from the Dollar Tree. This got like a high-end feel to it. All right, so you can just take these faux leathers. This came from the Dollar Tree. I'm having a hard time finding the faux leather at the Dollar Tree again, but you can get some of this online or at your craft store. But I'm measuring out how big I want the bottom piece to be because it's going to be a two-tone and you want it to be able to wrap around the whole vase there. So once you play around with it and get it to the length and the width that you want it, then you'll just take it and put it to the vase. I'm using hot glue because I use hot glue for everything to put mine on. You want to make sure it's as neat as possible. The lines are cut as neat as possible and that you glue it down as nice. And you're going to tug it just a little bit to make sure that it is nice and snug on there, and then you can cut away the excess at the bottom of it. You want to try to do that as neat as possible too, just so you have nice clean lines on there. And once you're done with that, you want to make sure it stands up nice. You can leave it just like this. You can put a cute little trim on it, but I wanted to make it like look like a full leather vase. So I'm lining up the top piece the same way I lined up the bottom piece. I'm trying to make sure the lines are matching up in the back there. So I'm just hot gluing that down, giving it a nice tug, and I'm trying to make them flush. So when you're putting this on, you want to make sure that line is straight as possible because you want to kind of make it look like a single piece of leather, if that makes sense, going into each other. So I just line that all up, and then you can pre-cut this so that it's easier to cut because it makes it harder to cut once it's already glued down. So if you can, you just pre-cut it before. You can measure it out the same time you're measuring the other bottom piece out, and then you won't get that jagged line because I had to come back and clean that up. But I just took and I tucked some of that in. I got rid of some of that, but I tucked that in because I wanted to look again like an actual leather vase, not like a glass piece of vase. So I wanted to go inward as well as it being on the outside, but you don't need all that extra. So like I said, I cut a lot of that off. I cleaned up that back line there, and that's basically it for this. You can, like I said, add a little trim where the pieces come together, but if you butt it up real nice and good, it'll look flush, it'll look like a single piece. And this is how mine came out. It was so quick, so simple, and so easy.